So I believe I am live. Hey everybody! Welcome to the first of many lives that I'm going to be doing throughout the year. I want to touch on different processes and products throughout the year. So each month we're going to have a broad topic, and then each week we're going to break that down into more specific portions of that broad topic. So the first thing we're going to touch on where you start is the process and planning. So the first thing you need to do when you're thinking about a project is think about the planning portion of your project. So if you're going to be building new construction, perhaps where you're living now, what isn't working? What don't you like about it? Is it the flow? Is it the colors? Is it the finishes? That's going to play a really big part in several different areas of your project, meaning if you like certain finishes, if you like certain colors, there's going to be, those things are going to help determine potentially flow and finishes of your new project, whether it's a renovation or whether it's new construction. You still have to think about what's not working in what you have right now. A lot of kitchen remodel projects start with a leaking dishwasher. So maybe it's your dishwasher, it's just not working, and this leads you to redesigning the layout of your kitchen so that it's more entertainment friendly or kid friendly or pet friendly. You know, all of those things are just what your personal preferences are, how you want things to function and look and be designed in the end. That would be the first part of planning that I would suggest you think about. The second one is your investment level. There's going to be different finishes with different price points, different investment levels. And so if you have an overall investment for your project, a not to exceed, that's fantastic, because as a design professional, I can take that information and say, okay, so I know that I need to look at these tile or this type of flooring or this fabric or these light fixtures, because there's a whole array of price points in the industry. And so as a design professional, knowing what your investment level is super, super important, because that guides us to where we need to look at for finishes. The next thing has been a big challenge with COVID recently. So completion date. As you're thinking about your project, consider your completion date. Now, is your completion date next week? Probably not going to happen. Next month? Nah. If it's in a year, that gives everybody in the industry a much better ability to meet your expectation for your project. Things have gotten a little bit better. It may change. Things are changing daily as far as availability goes. And so be realistic with your expectations on your project completion date. If you're thinking about graduation and having something done before then, really, really get on it now. I know it seems really early. It's just the new year, but I'm telling you, the further ahead you can plan, the way better your whole project is going to go. And so having that conversation with your builder, your plumber, your designer, your kitchen and bath place, wherever it is, having those conversations on what your completion date is going to be or what you're hoping it to be. We can sort of work backwards and forwards from, these are the things we can't negotiate, like how long are the cabinets going to be, or when is that tile coming from Italy? And so those are really great things to consider. And again, be realistic. We live in a crazy world. The next thing you should be considering for your project is your finishes and your durability. So let's say that you don't have any kids, you don't have any pets. So perhaps your finishes are going to look quite a bit different than someone who has a very busy household with lots of pets and lots of kids running around of all ages. Maybe you're a family that you're not home a lot because you're out at sports things. So You know, if you're thinking about your mudroom is probably going to function quite a bit differently if you're a big sports family, lots of sports, different sports, all kinds of gear. That's going to look different than a person who has a small dog, and you know they go out on walks and that's their thing. And so the finishes and how you operate in your home is going to really determine what sort of finishes, and again it might be your investment level too. So all of these things start to tie together for when you're planning. So this is the first of many lives that I'm going to be doing throughout the year. Again, we're going to be touching on broad topics and then each week break it into smaller portions of that topic for the month. So for the month of January, we're going to talk about processes. So if you have any questions, feel free to send them over. And remember, there is no place like your home. See you next week.